Good morning, people. Now, the reason for today's video is a comment that I recently got. Someone who said, "You think too highly of yourself." Yeah, why shouldn't I? This is my life. And in my life, I'm the most important person. I'm the main actor. And what do you think? How low should I get to fit your needs? Should I walk around like, "Oh, I'm a loser. I'm worthless. Nobody loves me"? Now let me tell you this. If you don't think highly of yourself, if you don't love yourself, nobody else will do. And therefore, I made up 10.5 rules to make this your perfect Camino. It is your Camino. Nobody else than you has the right to tell you how you have to walk, how fast you have to walk, how long you have to walk, what equipment you have to buy, which albergues you have to visit, and which mess you have to join. It's all your decision. And you will decide wrong. Learn from your mistakes and laugh about it. Be you. I recently got a comment from a German guy who said, "I don't like your personality. If you would change, maybe I would subscribe to your channel. If you don't like me, stay home. Go somewhere else." No, don't pretend to be somebody else than you. Be authentic, be honest. Pilgrims love honest people. Once they find out that you're not, you'll be alone. And no matter how creepy you are, there are dozens of people along the Camino that are waiting just for people like you. So, don't worry. You are the best you that you can be. Every journey begins with the first step. Your Camino does not begin at Saint-Jean or Burgos or wherever you want to start. It begins the moment when you step outside of your house. And it's an adventure. And it's sometimes scary. And on my first Camino, when I went to France, I walked through Paris, pouring rain, walking to Gare Montparnasse to catch my train. First, I didn't find the train station. Then I found the train station. I didn't find the entrance. And when I arrived at Bayonne in the evening, it was raining cats and dogs. Didn't find my hotel. It was scary. But one day later, you can laugh about it. So enjoy the entire trip. It's a big adventure. Don't overthink. The best Camino experience is if you don't think at all. It's difficult. You will learn it. Because the Camino itself is unpredictable. You cannot exclude any risk or any potential danger. It's not possible. You don't know what will happen. And even if you think you know, the Camino will tell you something else. But don't worry. The Camino will take care for you. Don't think. It can always get worse, but it will get better. Now, one lesson that I have learned in my life. Whenever you reach a point, then you say, now this is so bad, it can't get worse. It's wrong. It can, and it will get worse. You know, on the way down, it's kind of vortex. There's no ground. You know, for example, you walk the Mesetas, pouring rain, membranes of your rain gear already collapsed hours ago. You're wet down to your underwear, feet wet, shoes wet, and you think, oh, this is so awful, can't get worse. And then you find out you get a diarrhea because the tortilla for breakfast was not that good as supposed to be. And the next bar with a bathroom is another 3 hours away. Have fun. But it's the principle of life. It's yin and yang. Cannot always go down. It has to go up at some point. So don't worry, we'll get better. Don't take yourself too serious. Walking the Camino is kind of serious thing, but be yourself, as I mentioned before. Have fun. Fail. Laugh about your failures. People take themselves often too serious, and they spoil the joy of the Camino. Don't fall for that. Laugh about yourself. It's important. Treat yourself a reward. Walking the Camino, most of the time, is freaking exhausting. Either, you know, over the Pyrenees or at Ocebrero, steep uphill, or walking through pouring rain, or walking 30k burning sun. No beds available. It's stress for the body, also for the mind. So treat yourself a reward. When you arrive at your destination, get to the bar, get yourself a drink. Meet with your buddies in the evening at a fancy restaurant for an awesome dinner. And get drunk. Have fun. You deserved it. Don't feel ashamed. Some people, I don't know, feels like they're afraid of having fun. It's no need to. The journey is not the goal. Now, I don't know how to translate it correctly, because in German it's easy. In German it says, der Weg ist das Ziel, whereas Ziel has in English several meanings, like aim, goal, target, destination, solution. So I don't know the exact translation. If you know it, write it down in the comments. Now it's a little hair splitting. I think to make this sentence true means you have to have a goal. Otherwise the sentence doesn't make any sense. And yeah, I think the goal is Santiago, or whatever destination you picked for yourself. Let's say Santiago. When you arrive at the pilgrim's office to receive your Compostela, it says, for example, Maria walked the Camino Frances from Saint-Jean to Santiago, 800 kilometers from May 10th to June 12th. Period. Don't say anything about, oh, Maria walked barefoot, was dancing along the way, and adopted a stray cat. No, they don't care. Or, let's say, Thomas walked from Burgos to Santiago 500 kilometers, sniffing at every flower he found while performing silly walks. No. When you arrived at Santiago, welcome that you're here. Here's your certificate. Have a nice day. That's it. So, the goal is the goal. And the way is the way. The way is the Camino. Try not to arrive at Santiago on your own. Now, I made the mistake once. Or, no, I don't know if it was a mistake. Let's say I was a victim of the circumstances. Was not a good Camino for me. I was in the middle of my divorce. Many negative thoughts circling in my mind. And I wasn't keen of meeting other people or making new friendships. I don't know. I was walking alone most of the time. And I arrived at Santiago alone. And it was a really, really sad moment. And I was sitting in Plaza de Obradoiro in front of the cathedral. And I was crying. Was not nice. Don't do that. You know, when you arrive at Santiago, it's such a moment of joy and relief and happiness. You have to share these emotions with other people. So, even if you're not someone who makes a lot of friendships along the way or whatever, try at least the last 1 or 2 days to stick to somebody so that you're not alone when you arrive at Santiago. Take the Camino home with you. Now, many people say when your Camino is over, the real Camino begins. And it's true. Camino isn't over after you arrived at Santiago. You've learned such a lot of things. You've learned about how less you really need to be happy. You made new friends. You've learned a lot of things about different cultures, about respect, love, trust, friendship. You are a different people. You are different people. You're a different person. Now your task is to take this new knowledge to your home and teach your fellow people at home how awesome life can be. Create social media accounts and take your smartphone with you. I think it is necessary, if not essential, to have at least a Facebook account and maybe WhatsApp. Many people don't like Facebook anymore. Me neither. But it is the most efficient and easiest way to stay in contact with your buddies. Either on the way, if you lost them, or if you want to meet them at a certain place, or more important, when you're back home. You know, with social media, you can stay in contact for years, or maybe for a lifetime. I didn't do this on my first Camino, and I had to create this account afterwards. It was very difficult. Don't do the same mistake. Don't make the same mistake. Take your smartphone with you have at least Facebook and WhatsApp. And this will be an awesome Camino. Now, I hope I could boost your self-awareness a little bit. Remember, this is your Camino, and it's gotta be awesome. This being said, stay safe, stay healthy. Buen Camino.